even look good. Hold on a second.
Yep, we've started. And we're in 1 second. And for those, we will do the replay, but so we're just getting started, everybody, for those who are on right now or who are watching the replay of this particular event. So just be aware of that. So we are jumping in. Hello, hello, everyone. How are you? If you're getting in here, you're probably seeing us 30 seconds in the past. So now you'll see that Anne's image is up. Yep, I see it right now that you guys are seeing that. So welcome to the room. Welcome to our, excuse me, our event right now. I have, again, a cold. I don't know how this happens occasionally. I seem to suffer from these colds, but I'm excited today because we have Anne DeVere, who is going to be sharing how to turn a web show into cash. And the power behind this, of course, is that having a web show is the equation of putting content out on the web and filtering traffic. Traffic turns into customers, which is the lifeblood of your business. Okay, so the idea behind a web show is you continuously get traffic in, and then that traffic turns into fans, right? Okay, I just want to make sure I can hear myself. Turn into fans, and those fans turn into customers, and that is the power to this. This is what we're going to be talking about today, how to build a thriving web show, a thriving community through the power of a web show. And for some of you, if this is your first time conceptualizing a web show, don't stress out about it too much. Anne is going to come in. We're going to be talking about ways that you can create your own web show. We'll help you with your ideas of the web show, whatever niche you're in. So in the chat box below, if you are here at this on this page watching, please put your industry, whatever your niche, whatever your business is, if you have a web show currently, or if you have an idea for a web show and you'd like to express it, please let us know in the chat box below this video here, this live streaming video. Also, we are going to have a couple of people we're going to put into hot seats, and those people, those fortunate people, will be able to have us specifically bring them into this hangout room. We're in a conference room right now. We're going to be bringing in a few people. We can have up to 10 in here, and we're going to go through each person and help them specifically pinpointed with their own web show. So if you are someone who's interested, please vocalize that by putting it in the comment box. But we've already have some people send us their emails. And just so you're aware, those people, if you are here, Sheila and, let me just see, it's Sheila and Billy. We will be sending you out this Google Hangout link, so be ready for it, okay? I'm going to send it to your email, all right? Okay, so I'd like to welcome Anne. Now, some of you may know Anne if you were at our Traffic Geyser event with Mike Koenigs. Anne was also there, and we were talking about what her expertise are and how this sort of wonderful connection Anne and I made together, and how we are now working together to help people who really want to kind of get visibility out on the web and almost create their own web show to not only get more traffic coming in, more leads, more fans, but also turn those people into a business. Have those people turn into customers, which turn into a business. Because remember, your product or service is not your business. What makes your business? Customers make your business. I hope that's what you were going to say, or maybe you did say that. So the idea behind this is that you create raving fans and customers through the power of online web show, and we're going to show you just how easy it is to do using the things that you're seeing right in front of you. I mean, technically, this is kind of a web show. Yes, it's a broadcast. It's a webinar, which is kind of a sort of a that word has kind of grown and evolved, as you know. But now we're going into a new world where you can create consistent content. And Anne is going to show you, and myself, we're going to show you just how doable it is. All those fears and all those maybe things that are stopping you, holding you back from doing it, we're going to show you just how you can break through those and simply get out of your own way. And all of us suffer from this. I know personally I have suffered tremendously from getting in my own way for creating a web show. It's always about, well, what should it be about? What should it be about? This is the problem. It's always right in front of your face, and you don't even see it because you complicate things and you make things too complex. So that's my little rant. Okay, and I would like to introduce Ann DeVere. Excuse me, Ann DeVere. Ann, how are you? Welcome to the show. Ah.
Hey, thank you, Casey. I'm just fabulous, and I'm thrilled to be here. I'm really excited about this because, well, you already kind of covered what the two of us do together is just, it's such a great fit between Easy Webinar and, us teaching how to basically take everything that you're doing now. People can take their coaching, consulting, teleseminars, webinars, anything that they have been doing with their clients and turn it into a TV show. Man, is this an exciting time. It's just, I'm psyched, and I'm thrilled to be here with your people. Thanks for having me.
Of course. So can you go into a little detail as to kind of how you got involved in this? I know that your husband does production, and you have been doing this for quite some time, producing web shows, helping people with their web shows, and you did tell me about what was there was a show that you produced. It was the Ask the Expert show, right?
Access to experts.
Access to expert. Can you tell people about that and sort of why we brought you in, why you're the authority here? And Ann is the authority, and that's why she's here. And I just want you to get some insight, folks, as to why she's here, her expertise, and what we're going to cover. So.
Absolutely, sure. Well, I actually got into TV production, by accident, if you will. About 8 years ago, while I was busy, with my clients, with business consulting and marketing, I noticed that actually a few of my clients had better products and services than some of the better known people out there. And the difference was the other people out there, the better known people out there, had the media. And I can mention some names, but I'm not going to. And it's like, that really irked me. And when I get a little bit upset about something, I do something about it. So I turned around and I looked at my husband, who's been in television for over 30 years, from directing the 6 o'clock news to working with some of the top infomercial producers in New York. He's an Emmy Award-winning video editor. I said, well, what do you think? Can we get together and put together a TV show where we can showcase my clients, because they're awesome? And we decided, at the risk of the marriage, because we didn't know what was going to happen working together, we decided to do that. And access to experts, I mean, it was so cool. We actually took some of the better known speakers, into the TV studio. We conducted some interviews, and you'll see some of them actually in just a minute. I'll show you some slides. You'll know some of them, and then of course we took some of my clients, and it was just, we got such great results that I've been impatiently waiting for this time in history where technology would get caught up with what I wanted to do, which is literally launch a web TV network. And of course, showcase my clients, as the guest experts, the show hosts, and video tip providers. So this is how this whole thing came together. It's been like a culmination of 8 years of working. And one of the things we actually did was to prepare people to go into the studio. And by the way, this is really interesting. Even some of the most magnetic, very powerful presenters in a live seminar had challenges getting on camera because it's a completely different energy. It's like they were not getting that live feedback from the audience, and we figured out how to overcome that, and that's one of the things we're going to be sharing here. So I'm like really psyched. Bottom line is we figured out how to get the expert next door out there, and this is just an amazing time where it's right there. It's there for all of us. It's there for the taking.
I was just going to say this, that, I've had some people come up to me. A lot of our clients, a lot of the people that have Easy Webinar are authors and experts, and, they create webinars. They understand the concept of creating a webinar, maybe putting themselves into a presentation, maybe doing a Google Hangout. But some of them, may fear putting themselves in front of the camera, the different dynamic, what that means, how it's different from doing something live in front of a live resonating audience. And so it's a very different concept, a very different medium that kind of takes them and catches them off guard, so to speak. And I in fact talked to some of these live speakers who do really big live events, and when they want to leverage these tools, they want to because they see that it's of course necessary. How can you not want to leverage this tool so you can grab an audience in different parts of the world right away very easily? So it just makes sense for them. It's just a mind switch, a mindset switch of how to use it effectively in the same way to convey the same message in a just a separate medium. It's really the same thing. They just kind of have a block about it.
Yeah.
But as soon as they realize that, as soon as they kind of don't have to focus on the technology side of things, they can focus on the energy that they convey out and the message that they create to the audience. That's when it's a win-win. Me, I've adapted. I've learned how to use all this stuff, from cameras to lighting to setting it up with Easy Webinar and going into Google Hangouts and setting a public event or a private event, depending on which one I want. I've learned all that stuff. It didn't take long. It was just, you have to kind of look at it and learn it. Because I've learned all that, I can get these things set up in a day.
Yeah.
Less than a day. I can get them, because I've already created them, I can get them set up pretty quick. So what we would like to bring to you today, Anne's going to share her expertise about what she's been able to do with the experts that she's had. I'm going to show you, I'm going to talk to you about how easy it is to set this stuff up, especially when you can set it up one time and have it work for you over and over again. So that we're kind of covering both the aspect of technology and the aspect of actually getting out there, the action steps needed to put yourself in front of the camera and to start creating your own web show. So that's what we're really going to be talking about. And those who are here that said that they didn't want to come in, I will be bringing you in. I would like Anne to go through some things first, and then we're going to bring you in. So stay here so that I can bring you into this event, into this room, after some time. Anne will let me know when it's the right time, and I'm going to then invite you in, and then you can maybe just put your mic on, or sorry, mute yourself while Anne is kind of talking, if that's cool. Yeah? So Sheila and I think it was Billy and anyone else who's interested to come through, I would just ask that you mute yourself, maybe turn your camera off right away, or just mute yourself when you come through when I give you the signal. So, Anne, I'm going to pass it back to you. And,
Okay.
and do you have one of those cool lower thirds? I've seen you post a lower third before.
Yes, I do have one of those cool lower thirds, and I will, hold on a second.
I know we were.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I'm going to actually. Hold on a second.
No, you go ahead. So Anne's got some super cool stuff. Like she uses, you can see that background that she has. Anne will show us how she kind of uses that background, and a software that she uses for doing some cool split screen stuff, some camera to camera stuff, all inside Google Hangouts. So it really is kind of like a show. I think she might roll in her lower third at some point.
Yeah. I can do it now. Hold on a second. Since you brought it up, let's not keep them waiting, right? Okay. Let's see.
You got it.
We have. There we go. We have that lower third coming up, and I'm actually going to go into. Yeah, I'm going to go into split screen. And by the way, everybody, you can do this easily. Google Hangout makes it so easy, and this is a perfect time to go into split screen, because this is it. This is it. I mean, you've been hearing about Google Hangouts. You've been hearing about Web TV, and bottom line is that there are huge, huge waves being made by Google Hangout on Web TV, and it's only going to get bigger. because everything is going video, and this is the right time. Actually, this is a time for you to figure out what you're going to do about it. What are you going to do about Google Hangouts? Are you going to jump in, or are you going to watch other people take it over? How about video coaching? Everything you do, you can turn into video, right? Remember this. Everything we talk about, everything you do can be video. How about video conferences? And how about live streaming seminars? If you're conducting seminars, teleseminars, webinars, all of it can be online. You can be turning them into streaming seminars. Now, the other thing you have to think about is what are you going to do about the things that are going away, okay? Teleseminars, they're slowly but surely going away as people get more comfortable with the camera, okay? It's happening all over. You see it already because webinars have been taking over. The slideshow webinars are also going away because we don't want to just see words on a screen anymore. We're getting used to seeing people on camera, like doing things like I'm doing right now. The words are there. They're very exciting. So we combine that with the person on camera. So this is technology giving me the opportunity. These are things that people used to do and still do in broadcast television. All this technology, we are using their technology. How cool is that? Now, basically, Google Hangout and Web TV are changing every aspect of marketing as we know it. Seriously. Now, you can decide to jump on and ride the wave, or you can kind of stay there and think about doing it, and you're going to get swept over. It's a tidal wave coming our way. Believe me when I say that, because we're getting more and more people asking us. More and more of the experts are asking us. And the other thing is that Casey already mentioned Web TV, Google Hangout, Web PR. They are leveling the playing field for the average business owner, for the average expert, the author, the speaker, the coach, the consultant. This is for you. And, so we're going to show you how to do this and jump in there right now. Now, the thing that I want you to understand, okay, while it may be a little bit scary to get on camera, you have to keep in mind that Google Hangout, it's just another broadcasting platform. Like any other broadcasting platform, what you do with it is up to you. You can be a talking head, or you can be holding a TV show. Now, I'm going to give you some numbers to get you a little bit excited, okay? So think about this. Today, in one day, over 89 million people will be watching 1.2 billion videos. They're all over between YouTube and Google Hangout and Facebook and mobile and, video blogs. They're all over. I could go on. There's like 1,000 places to go. And if all of you were on with traffic guys, there's amazing things are happening out there. But the thing to keep in mind is that they're already started. There are all kinds of cooking shows out there. The President of the United States is using Google Hangout, and so is the First Lady. I don't know if you've seen any of their Hangouts, but it's pretty cool. And there are all kinds of bands that are, broadcasting from their garages or from Las Vegas. We have people approaching us wanting to, broadcast their presentations, wanting to broadcast their plays, and so all kinds of cool things are happening. So again, it's up to you. What do you do with it? This is it. This is the gold. The gold rush. It's the gold rush. You need to jump in there and grab it. You can literally claim the title as the go-to show host in your niche, because it's there for the taking, because most people aren't showing up in a powerful way yet, So there's good news and there's some bad news, okay? Basically, the good news is that you have your videos on YouTube, you have global visibility. You have a web TV show, you have global visibility. The bad news is, if you have your videos on YouTube, you have global visibility. You have a web TV show, you have global visibility. The difference is how you show up in it. It can make you look good. It can make you look bad. And you know what I'm talking about. There are some videos out there that they don't present the expert in such a good light. And you know what I'm talking about. It's just the way they look on camera. And it's not Their content is great, but with some minor changes in how they place the lights and what camera they use, amazing things can happen in how they're perceived. So again, I'm going to ask you, do you want to be a talking head like that guy, or do you want to have a web TV show like the one that's there? And by the way, that's me and our attorney showing to cash a few months ago when we were running season 1. That's, same equipment that I'm using right now. And by the way, all of this I'm going to share it with you in just a minute. It's a webcam under $100, and there's some simple backdrop, the simple lights you can use to look and sound great, and of course using the broadcasting platform. So it's up to you. I'm telling you, this is totally doable. You don't need those tens of thousands of dollars invested in equipment and cameras and going into studios. You can do it as you grow, but you can start right now where you are. And that's the exciting part. That's really the exciting part. You can do it right now. Okay. So here's the other part. Because of what Casey has in place with Easy Webinar, you can literally take what you're doing right now, exactly what we're doing. You can go live, or you can have pre-recorded shows scheduled. So if you have Easy Webinar, you already know that. But the cool part is that gives you the freedom to go out there. You want to spend time at the country club? You can do it. You want to spend more time with your family? You can do it. You want to travel the world? You can do it. You can be broadcasting globally. I mean, how cool is that? This is just like an amazing time we're living. You don't have to put off anything. As a matter of fact, I started, planning my workcations. Literally, we'll go somewhere and I'll work for 2 or 3 hours in the morning. I'll get up like 5, 6 o'clock, which I usually do anyways, and then spend the rest of the day with my family having fun. You can do this any part of the world. I mean, come on, think about it. Think about it. What are you putting off doing? You don't have to anymore. So let me ask you, what's keeping you from using the #1 marketing tool out there today? It's the most powerful marketing tool out there. So I want you to think about it and write down some answers, and I will share with you the top 3 hurdles that most people have to overcome, from our clients that we've been working with. #1, are you afraid of looking and sounding bad or unprofessional on camera? Okay, well, we're going to tell you what to do. Okay, #2, the other one that comes up is they think it costs too much money to produce a video. Do you think it costs too much money to produce a video? Is that what's standing in your way? Well, how about you don't know how to market yourself with videos? Well, I got good news for you, because there is an amazing broadcasting platform out there besides Google Hangout, besides YouTube. There are many of them out there that are looking for your information. Okay, it's total network out there. It's a huge broadcasting network with multiple channels to get out there. As a matter of fact, right now I'm getting all kinds of people approaching me for content, because the content that our clients produce are so powerful. They want me to train their people so their TV networks will be, will have good content. I mean, how cool is that? Right now, we're creating a whole channel to broadcast to 187 million. Actually, it's more than that now. 187 million people. I mean, that's pretty cool. And this is from using the kind of equipment I'm using right now, doing what I'm doing, teaching what I've been teaching our other clients. So I hope you're getting excited about this, and I hope some of those challenges you've been kind of stuck with are starting to melt away a little bit, because we're going to be sharing some information with you on how you can actually do this, okay? So what does it take to create a web TV show and turn it into cash? That's the big question, because ultimately this whole thing is about you making money from your expertise. It's about you getting bigger clients. It's about you getting global visibility. It's about leveraging video to do for you. Okay, instead of you going out there creating videos, taking time, it's about video supporting you. Well, it takes the trifactor. You need to do 3 things to make sure you are producing the kind of videos people want to watch and want to come back to watch again and again. And you want to make sure that it's going to make money for you. So let me tell you what the trifactor is, okay? So the trifactor, you have to get ready, and we're going to share some information on that. The first thing you have to do is get ready. That's looking and sounding great on camera, getting your mindset set, knowing what to say on camera. Okay, it's getting yourself ready. The other thing you have to do is produce videos. That's getting on the set. Okay, and finally, you have to get paid. So the trifecta is get ready, get on a set, and get paid. Now, let me tell you what happens if you only do two of these things and not the third, because I want you to really, really understand how this whole thing works. Okay, now a lot of people right now, like if you're getting ready, you're taking a lot of time, preparing yourself, and looking and sounding great on camera, and you get on set, you actually put together some great videos, but you don't have the get paid mechanism. You don't have a plan for how you're going to monetize it. You end up wasting a lot of time and money. And those of you who have actually done that, got into a studio, created videos, but you did not have a marketing plan for your videos, you know what I'm talking about. Now, a lot of people actually are doing the second one. They get ready, they're really good at what they do. They maybe take time to look and sound great on camera, and then they actually get out there and, get clients. But they don't go and produce their videos. I mean, we've had people come and they've taken the time, they've even taken classes, acting classes even, but they're out there meeting, with clients and, presenting and doing great in doing presentations, and seminars and all that, but they have not actually utilized video. Well, when you do that, right now you can get away with it, but you're going to be outdated very soon. Remember the wave, the tidal wave is coming, And finally, the third, if you get ready, okay, if you get on the set, you're producing videos, you're going out there, you're starting to make money with it, you're marketing with videos, but you're not taking time to really prepare yourself. Again, looking and sounding your best, knowing what to do, knowing what to say. If you're doing that and you're making money right now, great for you, but you're going to be damaging your credibility very soon, because people are starting to get to a place where they're using the kind of equipment I'm using, and they are taking a lot of classes and training, so they do look great, and they do have this whole package in place. Well, it's not going to work for very long. So, with a little bit of tweaking, you can actually put the whole thing together. So bottom line is that if you want to monetize your videos, if you want to turn your show into cash, you need to do these three things. You need to trifecta: get ready, get on a set, and get paid. So now, just to take a look, maybe I should go full screen with this, because we have actually been, working with some of the top experts for, out there for quite some time, like I said, and you may recognize some of those faces. They actually are well known in the internet marketing community, and others are very well known in their niches. So these are just some of our clients and who have actually used what we're teaching and what I'm teaching you right now. So having said that, I just wanted to kind of let you know that this is something that's happening right now. We're not in a process of figuring this out, which is what a lot of people are doing right now. They're putting together training programs and, kind of working what I call the expert next door. Well, we have been doing that for a long time, and we have actually cracked the code on how to get the expert next door to step up and really step into their power and get out there in a big way, because most of us don't have that yearning, to be on television. A lot of us, including me, I didn't want to really step in front of the camera like, oh, I love training other people. But no, we need to step in front of the camera, because that's what we are. I got away with it for some time, I did, and but now I have to do the same thing. I'm actually enjoying it. It's a lot of fun. It really is. People connect with you on a much deeper level. I mean, seriously, video is the most intimate we can get with people without being in the same room with them. We can see them, we can feel their emotions, by their facial expressions. So there's a lot you can do with video. And so I'm telling you, if you're hesitant, we're going to melt those hesitations away. All right? Let's go. So let's see now. Let's move on. Okay. Now, if you're worried about how you're going to get yourself out there, let me show you this. Actually, I'm going to go full screen with this as well. This is Mark Harris. Basically, I don't know if you can see it clearly, but here's the testimonial. He says, we took the high-quality video interview that Ann produced for us and used a special process to put it up on YouTube. It quickly ranked to #1 on my main keyword, but what's really exciting is this. It has stayed at the top of YouTube for over 3 years now. And that's Mark Harris, the thought leader, evangelist, and those of you who know Mark Harris, you know that he is the thought leader behind the thought leader. And it's actually been about 4 years. So this process that we're teaching you and how to put this together, fully tested, fully tested. So let's see now. Let me go to the next one. Oh, this is Kyriakos. He actually came to our training a few years ago, and right away, he took his information and got out there in a big way. He was a commentator on all kinds of, he's a business consultant on all kinds of shows, and he was even commentator on the president's, some of the things that the president wanted to implement. Anyways, so actually what I'm going to do, I'm going to play this for you before we dive right into training, because I have found that when people, before we dive into the training, they feel like, yes, I can do it, yes, it will work for me, some amazing breakthroughs happen. And that's what I want to do for you right now. So I'm just going to go ahead and play Kyriakos' test.
Hey, Ann.
Yes.
I don't think we can hear.
You can't hear it. Oh no.
No, I don't know. Can you guys hear it? Go let us know in the chat box. Can you hear it? Yes or no? Let us know. Let us know. Yes or no. Let me go and pull up my.
Well, you know what? I'm just going to stop. Then I'm just going to go into there may be a glitch. But anyways, bottom line, what Kyriakos was saying is that during the 2-day training, he watched 12 people, and that's how we started this whole thing with 12 people. Mm-hmm. Watched 12 people where I took them through the process. These people were petrified to get on camera. In 2 days, they went from being scared to get on camera, knowing exactly what to say, and being excited about being on camera. And this is the same one he went through. And actually, we've turned that training into 3-day trainings now too. But anyways, bottom line is this stuff works. Okay, so let's see what we got here. And now we're going to go into the training. Casey, anything that you want to jump in with?
No, I'm excited about the training. Go ahead and pop in there. This is, as you guys have been hearing, it's really all about leveraging these tools to get both social and search combined. That's the whole point of this, is that let me just adjust my camera so you can see me a bit better. Using these skills of getting a web show placed online can get you in the laps of your audience. There is, with obviously more than 1.4 billion web pages in the world today, how do you rise above the noise? Well, here's the deal. You need to find strategies that get your message out there faster and better than anyone else. It's not about shouting your message. A lot of us worry and concern ourselves with the fact that maybe we have to just shout super loud and someone will finally hear us. Can you hear me? No, it's not about that. What's nice is that this is a very intimate scenario. You and I'm in my office, in my house. It can't get more intimate than that. The brilliant thing about it is that I'm speaking to one person right here. You. I'm speaking right to you. You know your name. I'm speaking right at you. And that's a very intimate relationship and an intimate action. And instead of shouting your message out to the world thinking that you have to somehow get everywhere at one particular time and you have to maybe use traditional media, it's not about that. It's about pinpointing your message, pinpointing your audience, and really connecting on a very simple one-on-one engaged connection. So that's what this stuff is all about. Once you do something like that, you can get found easier on the web. I talk about this stuff all the time. You guys know this. I talk about how to get found in YouTube, how to get found in Google, by using these strategies, using these things that will allow you to get right into the lap of your audience. This also does what? It builds trust. This is what it's all about. It's about getting found, right? Search, building that social connection with someone, trust, and then, of course, providing them good and usable content that they can use over and over again. That is really what it's all about. So I want you guys to start thinking about this and realize that this is what Ann and I are focusing on. Ann is going to help you with conceptualizing your show. I'll help as well. But there's a bigger picture here. There's also what your show is, how to connect on a very one-on-one level with your audience. All these aspects are important to have. And so Ann, I'll let you continue on. Let me actually now readjust my camera down because I realize I got this much showing when I look. So I'm going to let you continue on. And I'm excited because we have an opportunity at the end of this event. There is an opportunity. I want you to be aware of it, and you have an option to come into the opportunity. You of course have an option to not come into the opportunity, but then you are losing out on that opportunity. That's exactly what happens when you decide not to take an opportunity. And I have some great things that I'm providing as just more value when you do enjoy that opportunity at the end of this. So the bottom line is now we want to give you some good content that you can take to the bank and just start creating a web show. So I'm going to let Ann take it away, and Sheila, as well as Billy. I'm sorry, Billy. I always have to keep going to the email. I'm sending you this now. So you have now been officially invited into the room. When you do come through, please just put yourself on mute and then just enjoy what Ann is showing, and we will introduce you to the audience who is watching at large. Oh, so scary. Okay, Ann, I'll let you continue on.
Okay, so I'm going to actually go through this information fairly quickly because we have a lot to share with you, and then we're going to demonstrate with the live audience participants here on how all of it works. So the easiest way, is for you to actually experience it for yourself. So, okay, having said that, the first thing you need to do is actually step into your celebrity self. And bottom line is, I hope what I have done is kind of eliminated some of that resistance that you've had with it, okay? So I hope you're willing to learn. Now, this is the part where everybody always is very excited to find out. It's about blueprinting your show. It's like, great, I'm going to have a TV show, so how do I produce a TV show? Well, like any other TV show anywhere else, okay? That's how it works. What you need to do is identify your style, who are you, and you need to, the formatting of your show, and your ideal audience and your ideal the most powerful product. Actually, some of these things you have to decide ahead of time so you know what to be showcasing on your show. And of course, you need to identify your ideal guest expert. So I'm going to go quickly through this because a lot of people are out there. They're jumping at you basically from everywhere they can. They all want to deliver content to you, but we want to hear from experts. And if you put out there your expertise in a way that people want to watch, you're going to be the one they want to watch. So this is the one that's really important. And the three different, basically show styles, formats. The one is the solo host, like Oprah, and Dr. Oz is a perfect example. Okay, the other is a co-host, and this is Kelly and Michael are up there, and this is where you're teaming up with somebody where you complement each other's styles and the knowledge that you have. Like for example, Casey and I could be co-hosting a TV show on how to format your show and how to broadcast your show. That could be a great TV show, as kind of demonstrating it now. And of course, there is the panel one. This is the one where you're actually with a bunch of other people, maybe with 3 to 4 or 6 other experts, and all of these have pros and cons. It all depends on who you are to be able to decide your natural style. And I have a feeling we're going to be asked questions about this, and you'll see the process. So I'm not going to dive in deep into teaching this aspect of it because we will clarify this in just a few. Now, the thing to make sure that you're aware of is when you're planning your show, you have to decide why do you want to have a show and why should people come to watch your show. You know, what do you want to do? Showcase your products and services? You want to be known as an expert? Do you have a cause that you want to, you know, kind of put the spotlight on? And so, what are people going to get from you? Are they going to get educated? Are they going to be mentored? What is it that they're going to get? So when you have these two together, that's when you know in your heart, and people will know why your show is there and why they should be. Okay, and the money will come after that, by the way. So identifying your most profitable audience, well, they're right out there in front of you. They're hiding from you in plain sight. Who are they? Where are they? These are the questions that you need to answer to really get out there. And this one actually, Casey has some great examples of this. We dive in deep in our program, you know, in this as well. But I'm going to go ahead and move forward. And this one I want to spend a little bit of time teaching you, because once you get this, you're going to be not only able to just get out there in a big way, but you're going to be able to get the most fabulous, you know, guest experts for your show. So this is between formatting your show and deciding which guest experts you're going to have. You're going to have some amazing information. So take a look at the wedding industry. I picked this one because everybody has knowledge of the wedding industry. Either they've been married before, they know somebody who's been married, they help plan a wedding, whatever, you know about it. So who supports the bride and groom on their very special day? You know, think about it. Wedding planner stuff, that's a great place to go. Well, who else do they have? Who else supports them? There's a videographer, a photographer, and there are jewelers and invitation vendors, and of course the limousine company. Oh, let me see. Reception halls and bakers. You got to have that delicious cake, of course, and caterers for the hall. And the florist, you got to have beautiful flowers, you know, the bridal shop, how about that dress? And of course, you know, travel agency, you got to get on that beautiful honeymoon, right? So these are the things these are all the different industries that support that one client, that couple. So if you start thinking about who else does my audience need to be supported by to be successful, to be happy, you're going to have a whole bunch of guest experts. And this is a very important one, because in just a minute you're going to see the same group of people are going to be the ones who actually support you, who are going to be your joint venture partners, they're going to be your sponsors. This is the same group you want to really focus on. Okay, so your script, whether it's a 30-second commercial or it's a 60-minute show, they all have this one thing in common: the hook. You know, this is to grab their attention and make them want more. And then a lot of the shows that you see, especially the news, when they have that, you know, get ready, you know, it's coming up soon. Start watching TV shows. You know, think about different kinds of hooks that you can get. And by the way, if you're signed on for Groupons, they have some great ways of describing everything that, you know, they're offering. So they're, you know, great cheat sheet. The body, this is where you teach people, you know, on how to do what you do. And of course, whether it's a 30-second commercial, somebody needs to mute themselves. They all have this one thing in common. Somebody needs to mute themselves. Let's see. Grandma, let's see. Okay, there we go. Okay, and the call to action, this is what you want them to do. You want to send them to your website. You offer them an assessment tool of some kind of a video. You know, this is typical marketing. These are fundamentals of marketing, and they apply to everything that you do. And of course, to make the camera love you, dress for success. Dress the part. Look the way your audience would expect you to look. And your body language, you know, this is very similar to when you're sitting with somebody across the table. You know, it's like be comfortable and powerful. There's all kinds of exercises you can do for this. And, you know, we dive in really deep with this and how to be energetic and fun on camera and, you know, interacting with your audience. And the vocals, Casey actually has some great exercises on vocals. I love. And makeup. I'm going to give you a great tip here. A lot of people are upset about, you know, how they show up on camera. You know, well, go to the Mac counter and have them help you. You know, you don't have to buy their makeup. Maybe you can buy one thing to stay in integrity, but you'll have a good idea how you should apply it, and then you can buy makeup wherever you want. Okay, so now turn your show into cash, you do need to have a plan. Okay, what do you want your show? It's like you want to make money. It's one thing to say you want to make $1,000,000 or $100,000, but you do need to decide how many leads you need, how much should you charge for your products and services, because ultimately you want people to become clients, right? So I'm gonna actually kind of skim through this because this is yeah, most people don't like to do with the numbers, but you do have to. I just wanted you to know no TV show ever goes on the air without knowing how much money they're going to make and what they're going to be presenting during the show. So if you're going to have a TV show, have a TV show that makes money for you, okay? So the other thing you need to think about is where you're going to get maximum exposure for maximum profit. Social media marketing, repurposing your content, where you're going to get the help. These are all things that you need to learn. And of course, your co-op marketing, it is where the key is. I shared with you about the guest experts. Well, the same ones you will be able to work with. They will be the same ones that support you, your joint venture partners, affiliates, and sponsors. And they're a very easy way to get in touch with them, and they're a very easy way to get them to support you. And by the way, you don't even have to have a single viewer to get a sponsor if you know how to put a plan together. That's how TV shows get the sponsors before they air the show. That's how they fund the TV shows. So basically, we're taking everything on television the way it's been done on traditional television, and we're applying it to web TV. Do you see this? I mean, if you really open your eyes and see the possibilities, everything you do, people want to watch. Think of all the different kinds of TV shows that are out there. Knowing how to put the plan together is the key. And then they get all kinds of, sponsored. I mean, think about millions of dollars people spend on commercials, just to be sponsors. So how do you approach them? What do you do? Those are things you need to learn. And of course, there's web PR, the multi-channel publicity. By the way, so you know, right now today you're already interacting with the media. They're there with you on social media. You have producers, you have bloggers, you have reporters, you have publishers and publicists. They are all looking for people to showcase, okay? Because they make their money with you. So you're already interacting with them. Knowing how to use video is the key. And they actually, when I told you about the 187 million viewers, they approached me because they saw the, excuse me, access to experts interviews. Excuse me. And a lot more out there. So I'm actively looking for people that I can showcase, people I can put, on those huge channels, huge networks. Okay, so I'm looking for you as well. Okay, I hope you get this. There's always Casey. We're all looking for you.
So
okay,
wait,
yeah.
Explain to everybody what you mean there. You have the GVN network which is a global visibility network. Here's the cool thing. Anne is going to be talking about how you can syndicate your content and become a TV producer on Global Visibility Network. Isn't that right, Anne?
Yes, absolutely.
So I want you to not only this is a second level to this. We're going to be talking about how you can get training on how to be the best producer, how to have the best web show, but also a place to where you can house that information, okay, on the Global Visibility Network as well as with Easy Webinar. So these are just things we're talking about. You're going to be not only able to create them, but also a place to house them. This is the cool thing, where other people might be circulating. That's the whole point of this. So
yeah,
Anna, I'll let you continue.
No, this is the exciting part. The Global Visibility Network. This is my network that we're launching. But I want to tell you about something that all of you are familiar with. One of the places we're looking to get our experts in, the expert content, is, until now, basically CNN has dominated the airport, media. Okay, when you're sitting at the airport, you see all those great videos. Well, Clear Channel now has it. So with it, we are looking for people to put there. So if you're, and by the way, 60% of them are business business travelers. So if you have anything to do with marketing, you have anything to do with being healthy and you know, functioning better in your day, being more clear, you can be on there, you know, on there. Let me see. We have 250 airports right now. We have access to. Now, if that's not enough, we also, you know what? I should pull up the stats on this while we're doing this. But it's like 17 million in you know, between Costco and BJ's and all that, and we have Pathmarks and all the big supermarkets. If you're in health and wellness, you know, that's a great place for people to be watching you, getting exposure. And now, besides all the channels that we have, I see places. We're looking for people in all these different cities to showcase.
And this is through Imagine TV, right?
Imagine TV and I see places, and there's a whole bunch of other ones. I mean, I have always all of them approaching me like it's crazy.
Exactly.
It's crazy.
So what Anne's talking about, everyone, just so you are aware, is that if you want networks and places to house your content to be found in an airport, Anne has the connections. It's with Steve, correct?
Yeah, Steve Samlis is one, and there are actually others right now that are approaching me as
and
well.
this is where the reason they want you as the expert, the reason they want to go to the expert and not go, say, to CNN is why, Anne? Because CNN costs huge amounts of money.
Yeah, to CNN is traditional TV. We're looking for internet TV, and okay, we're looking for web TV, and also the other thing is too, we have a lot of amazing experts. Remember why I started this in the first place. We have all these amazing people, authors, speakers, with their books, you know, with their content that the world needs to know about. This is my passion, and this is what I'm doing. I'm opening up the doors, and besides, you know, anybody who's going to get on the bigger productions, they cost tens of thousands of dollars for just one episode. We are showing people how to literally broadcast for practically nothing. And that's why we're teaching you right now, this whole thing, Turn Your Show into Cash. It's about you producing your web TV show on Google Hangouts. So this is where you can get your practice, you know, and go out there and conduct 50 interviews. You're going to be known, and, you know, we actually even hold Meet the Press live events because I want to, you know, I don't want to chase after the media to put my clients on. I want the press to chase after you. So there's all kinds of, you know, setups that we have right now to go big, but we want to teach you how to have your own web TV show. And it's actually very simple, very easy, and you can definitely do it. You can definitely do it. So let me see. I think we're getting pretty close to the time. Maybe we should tell them about the training. What do you think, Casey?
Well, we have that option, or we could help a couple of these people. We have Billy and Sheila who are here with us, and we could of course communicate to them what they are looking for in terms of what their shows are and what they potentially are needing. Do you want to do that, Anne?
Let's do that. Absolutely. Let's go for it. Well, you know what? Here I have a feeling. That we're going to be going pretty long with the hot seat. So just wait one second, because when I go in depth, I just go in depth. So I'm just going to quickly just tell people what the program is, so this way they can know what it is.
That's a good idea. That's a good idea. So Billy and Sheila, we'll come into you. We'll start asking you about what we can do for you, and I already see that Billy's got looks like a TV show already based on his image.
I love it. I'm looking at it.
And also Sheila has a kind of a cool name. So anyway, we'll come to you guys in a second. Anne, go ahead and take it away. Talk about the program. When you talk about the program, guys, I have some bonuses that I'm going to be talking about as well. Bonus content, bonus training that that is going to be nicely added to this. So go ahead. First, Anne, talking about what the program is.
Okay. Well, basically, the cool thing about this is the way it's structured. It's a 12-week program, and it's like watching a reality TV show. It's a web TV show on how to have your own web TV show. That's the way the whole thing is designed. Okay. You're going to be following the trifactor system, using the same tools and getting the same training, same everything as the cast members. So the easiest way is to do it yourself. The other way is to watch other people do it. And we have 10 people, 10 cast members, and you can actually be one of the cast members. Yeah, because we're auditioning for cast members. Okay, you'll have the same strategies, same campaign, same everything tested. You'll be using everything that they are as we walk them through it. It's like having a front row seat as they're filming The Apprentice. That's how I got this idea, by the way. I always loved that 1 hour, got a lot of great ideas, but I was like, I wish I was in that room when they were shooting the whole mastermind session. I want to know what they're coming up with. Or when they're making those phone calls, getting those $100,000 donations, what are they saying? So I figured I'd give my people the opportunity to watch exactly what's happening, okay? So it's that simple. And now the thing about this is that this is really cool because you are able to watch what they're coming up with, the strategies they're coming up with, everything you're doing. You can actually use what they're doing to launch your own. You're going to be first to market with a lot of these strategies on web TV. So now not only are you going to be one of the first ones out there with your own TV show, but you're going to have all these amazing strategies that you can apply right away, okay? So let me tell you what was 12-week program. Basically, the whole thing is factor one, get ready, get on the set, get paid. And I just want to put dollar values next to it so you get an idea of what would happen if you had to go out there and do this yourself. By the way, I don't know of anybody out there who has a training that's so comprehensive that has all three components in it. You can get bits and pieces of it different places, absolutely. But the first thing is that your celebrity mindset. You can go to all kinds of seminars and pay anywhere $500 to $1,000. Or your magnetic self. This is media training. You can pay anywhere from $1,000 to $3,000 for a weekend to get some kind of media training or one-on-one training. What about your script? And this one is like learning how to write scripts. That get results. This is like huge. It can be anywhere $1,000 to $10,000 to $20,000, and I can tell you some of the programs that cost as much. But so I put that down. As far as the where it can start and where it can end, or it can go on from there. And factor two is get on the set. This is about you setting up your home studio. Again, you can start. You can be setting it up for anywhere from $1,000 to $2,000, but we show you how to set up your home studio for $300, including a webcam, backdrop, and lights, and of course the broadcasting, getting started right away. Producing your video, you can get other people to do it and pay anywhere from $2,000 to $10,000 per episode, or you'll learn how to do it for a fraction of a cost or for free if that's what you feel like doing. If not, you know how to interact with others. Broadcasting, your videos. Well, this is like if you're going to go through traditional broadcasting and some of the big ones, I don't want to mention names, they will charge you a lot of money. So you could Google Hangouts, you're going to be able to do it for free, and with Easy Webinar, with amazing setup with that, you're going to be able to do it, either live or you're going to be able to, schedule it. So it goes out whenever you want. Remember the freedom in that, absolutely crucial. And finally, factor three, get paid. You're going to learn how to turn your show into cash. You're going to know exactly what to do. You're going to know exactly how to set it up. You're going to know how to do your numbers. We even give you an Excel spreadsheet with the numbers already calculated, if you want to leverage products and sponsorship packages, how much you should charge. If you want to make $100,000 or $200,000 or $1 million, whatever you want, it's a spreadsheet that you'll know how to use. Very simple, very powerful. And multi-channel publicity. This here is that, you need to know how to do this. I mean, literally, if you were to get a publicist, you would pay them anywhere from $500 to $2,000 a month, the average going rate. But you will learn how to do this because of the circle that we're in. And of course, co-op marketing, this is priceless. You're going to know your co-op a co-op collaborative. Those are the people that are going to be supporting you and your sponsors. But we're building a whole community where you're going to be able to have other people you can interview on your show, and you're going to be able to grow the viewers, and you're going to be able to get sponsors. And this whole thing is already planned. It's already planned. We just need people with great content. Now, with all this, and because we really, really, want you and we're looking for great people. I mean, this easily you could be spending over $12,000, over easily. I'm still lowballing it, not even close, to just get started. But because of the time and what it is and what's happening out there, you have the information, you have the content, you have the show that we want. This whole thing, the 12-week program, you get only for $497. I mean, seriously, this is, even just media training alone, you would pay a lot more than that. So I just wanted you guys to know about this before we dive in. So keep this in mind as we're talking about it. If you just get one great client, from learning this. And by the way this is set up, before the program is like in episode 7, you will be producing the pilot of your show, and then episode 8, you're going to be getting your sponsors. So before you even complete the program, you're going to be making a lot of money on this. So anyways, let's see if anybody has any questions, or we can dive right into our spotlights. I don't like to call them hot seats, our spotlights. And Casey, if you have something.
Gotcha. Right.
Yeah.
Let me bring myself back into here. Okay, so so great. We are going to come on to Billy and Sheila in a second. Sebastian is saying, Anne, great info. Thanks a lot for sharing. Do you think a non-native English speaker could successfully produce a web show for international audiences?
Yes, absolutely. Actually, we have quite a few students that have gone through. We have a lot of them coming in from Europe. We have them coming in from Australia. So yes, absolutely. Non-native speaking, yes, definitely. Because remember, web TV is global. You're going to be getting audiences everywhere. And now, because web TV is global, people are getting used to hearing different kinds of audience, accents throughout. I have an accent, so people are getting used to it because we're hearing it more and more. So I would not let that stop you at all.
I love that you just said that. And here's the thing, Sebastian, is that your accent, although you might think it doesn't translate well to connecting with an English-based audience, or rather, an audience whose first language is English. I would say that's wrong. I would say that uniqueness, that flair, the fact that you do have an accent, can be what defines you in an international marketplace. Okay, who you are personally. And a lot of us, we try to veer away from that. We all do. We don't embrace who we are. We are concerned about our accents or our little quirks that we do or anything. And it really stops us from pushing forward. So I personally think that you have an audience with who you are personally, no matter if that audience is in your native language, in native tongue, or in English, no matter, or in any other language. We have several people in Easy Webinar that are, of course, Dutch, that speak Spanish, they speak Czech, Russian, everything and anything. And they've connected and followed along with us. So just know that you do have an audience no matter who you are, and in fact, having those quirks and having those things that define you specifically are really powerful. I think that's really what makes a good web show, just being your unique self. So.
Agreed, Casey. I couldn't have said it better myself. Seriously, it makes you stand out, and it's wonderful.
We have I Am Pam. Her name is I Am Pam. I'm Pam, she says. My industry is network marketing. I do not currently have a web show. Can she use the web show to help her network marketing business?
Yes, you absolutely can, and here's how you do it. You focus on the product, and here's what I know because we have worked with people in network marketing and creating their shows. The industry average, depending on which one you have, industry average is 30% of all product consumers end up becoming producers. And anyways, and end up signing up, as distributors. There you go. That's what I'm saying. So if you just focus on the product and show what it does, how it does, talk about it, interview people on it, you can very easily use this and be very successful with it. Absolutely.
And I wanted to point out that Pam, if you're in network marketing, what business are you in network marketing? Did you go into a network marketing company that sells health products? If so, did you do that for a specific reason? Maybe you believe in health products more so than other products because of the fact that you obviously maybe you have a personal story that relates to health, and you jumped into um, teaching, or rather, sorry, you jumped into this program, this network marketing program, because you wanted to help other people with their health. So I want, as Ann just pointed out, let's stop thinking about in a specific industry. Can I have a web show? Yes, done and done. Anybody can have a web show, no matter if you're in the financial service area, real estate, health, network marketing. You still have a story that pertains to why you are doing what you're doing now, and you can use that story to inspire others to do the exact same thing you're doing. That makes sense? So I want you to really start thinking about that. That Anne had it down right. It's about your story, the product helping you achieve the solutions, and you conveying that message to your audience. And if you're, say, looking at like a web show, what would you do for a web show essentially? Well, it would be based around the products and around sort of the universe of the product. So let's say it is about health. Well, then you would maybe bring on experts to talk to them and interview them about what they do for health. You know, someone like a Pilates teacher or a yoga instructor, or someone who is really good with, say, vegan diets or vegetarian diets, anything and everything to kind of help boost that expert place, that expertise that you are, okay, and why someone should come into your network. That way, it doesn't matter what network you decide to do, no matter what business, okay, you will always have that community of people that will follow you no matter where you go. That's the power of it, that you create a web show to house and have your own market of people that you can send off anything to, no matter if you have a business that you're going to stay in or not. If you move to do another business, you'll still be able to take those people with you. That's the goal of this. You create content that engages them, that connects with them, they trust you, and they continue to come back. And that's the idea behind all this. Okay, so Pam, to answer your question again, yes, yes, yes. No matter if you have a network marketing business, a pet adoption business, that you farm chihuahuas or chinchillas, you have a business, okay? So let's just be aware of that, and I'll let you continue on.
Yeah, no, great points, Casey, because anything that has a story can be turned into a TV show. Now, here's the other thing about this that's really important. You can approach anybody and say, can I interview you on my show? And I actually did a test on this because I wanted to see the results. So I sent out 500 messages to people on LinkedIn who did not know me. I just looked at who they are and I said, interesting person, I'd like to interview them. And it was real simple. I'd like to would love to connect. I'd like to interview you on my show. Interested? That's all the message was. 486 of them got back to me like fast. So what I'm saying is that
Wow.
you get a huge response, but here's the other part. You can approach industry leaders. You can approach the health and wellness experts, because what's happening out there, while on traditional TV, like Oprah may be the go-to show host, or Dr. Roz is known, or or the nighttime show host, there are a lot of people know them. But on web TV, nobody has the title yet, but it will be taken pretty soon. It's wide open. I mean, think about it. Who is the health and wellness experts on web TV? Nobody. Nobody. It's wide open for the taking. So whatever you want to do, you can. And you can approach industry leaders. And I can tell you this. I have people in TV and video. You know what? Casey and I, well, get this. In season 1 of Turn Your Show into Cash, we had a UCLA film producer film professor go through the program. She was one of the 6 people who went through it. And when Digital Hollywood Conference came around, she recommended that we go there. So I took Casey with me, and I took Steve Samblis with me, and we went there. And let me tell you, the room was full. People were overflowing into the hallway. And the CEO of the event, which, I mean, they had over 200 speakers. Over 200 speakers in this 4 days. People were coming over telling us ours was the best content that there was. People wanted it, and it's coming up again in October, and they're going to give us the big room because people want to know about this. So jump in, because we're going to be training a lot of people, and we want to be showcasing you. This is the time, because we want to market with our success stories. We want you to be successful.
It really is true. When in that room, when we were speaking, to everybody in that room, and the energy and the excitement and the how do I do this myself? How can I create a web show that can get found on Google? I showed them right then and there in the room. We created a show right then and there, and I went into YouTube to show them how it got ranked automatically. Automatically. I mean, I typed in the title, and it got ranked inside YouTube on the first page, beating out some things that had 1.4 million views. Okay, so I'm just telling you that all this stuff, it is the gold rush, so to speak. It is the time to do this right now. And if you've been on the fence, or if you've been feeling kind of stifled with action, I want you to just get beyond that. I'm speaking personally for myself too. I have tremendous hesitation for some weird reason, something built deep inside me that it has to be perfect, and it doesn't. If you have an idea already, for instance, let me talk right directly to Marie Thompson, who says, I'm starting a health food business with products like fresh soups with no salt or sugar. I think this would be a great way to start. I would like to know if someone like me that has no computer skills could do this. Yes, you can do this. You have a niche. You already have an exact niche, and going through this course, you'll learn how to best find other experts to leverage their communities, how to grow your communities, how to get found in Google. So when people are typing in, healthy soups or no salt or no sugar soups, you will be on the first page. And this is the time to do this. If you've been looking to build leads with your content that you create or in your business, it's all about creating these live events. And then having this content work for you. Instead of having to, say, type out blog posts and things like that, well, guess what? Doing a live event, the preparation needed for the live event is here's the tip, here's the key to it all, is having a structure that you can go back to over and over and over again. And once you have that structure, you can use it again and again and again, and that's what you learn in this course, your personal structure. There's not going to be a lot of people coming through in this course. It's kept to a minimum because it's like coaching. It's individualized coaching. Okay, so just realize that when you're coming through here. So to answer Marie's question, yes, you can certainly do this. And even if you create software, Mobile On says we're from Ireland and we create software. Yes, you can also do this. A software company can have a web show based on maybe what the software does to help people. Okay,
you can have people actually using the software. You can demonstrate what they're doing. You can have all kinds of experts that you can actually bring into the show and have them use it, because the software alone may or may not be very exciting, just day in and day out. But when you start demonstrating how people can use it, the results that they get, what it does, and turn it into a human interest story, yes, you can absolutely use the software to get it out there.
And here, Bookkeepers and Associates just said, I love this content. I'm struggling with how to make accounting fun for those who don't love it as much as I do. I'm wondering, do you have other formats other than the news formats? Absolutely. So Bookkeeping and Associates, what do you mean by news? Here's what I'm thinking, or kind of the thought process that came through when I'm looking down here, by the way, at your comments down here. You say accounting, to make accounting fun. Well, what's the end game? You want to empower more people to understand accounting. How does it help your business? You have to understand that, kind of conceptualize what it does for your business. Are we talking about uh, um, maybe what you can do is you can show, you don't have a lot of limitations on accounting. You don't have like restrictions like in the financial world. There's some you have some restrictions as to what you can kind of put out there, like interest rates and things like that. But when you're talking about how to make accounting fun, um, oh, I see. So you're saying I'm concerned that the audience may see it and say she is going to be boring. Oh, however, it doesn't fit my personality. Okay, here's the thing. I love that you just said that. You're worried about putting out accounting information and looking boring because there's a stigma of accountants are boring, correct? Or numbers are boring, okay? I totally hear you and I totally get that, but that's a label that you're putting on yourself based on what you've heard in the mass
Casey,
community.
I actually have a quick suggestion about this.
Yes,
Okay,
Anne, go for
so
it.
so you can actually team up with a business consultant. You can team up with a financial planner. The three of you can have a show where you're teaching people how to grow their business. Then you can show them how accounting fits into it. A financial planner, the two of you can interact on how to figure out your investments and all that. So there are all kinds of ways where you can make it fun. Especially, it sounds like you have a great personality. Well, that makes a great TV show. You can interact with your co-hosts, or you can just one co-host or two co-hosts or three. You can interact with them, make it a lot of fun, turn it into exercises, especially with accounting. Like, for example, the Excel spreadsheet I was talking about. Well, during our 3-day intensives, I have people literally flocking to the front of the house, in front of the stage, because I'm checking in numbers, plugging in this number, that number, and hitting the bottom line button, and amazing things happen with the end result. So you can make it fun. And again, it sounds like you have a great fun personality. Yes, go for it.
Yes, and you know what? Can you hear me, by the way? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so she said, yes, spot on. I think you actually hit a chord there, Anne. And she said, I want to bring the numbers to life, interview vendors who business owners pay. So that would actually make a lot of sense. The business owner pays them, and it will help you with knowing your accounting and billing for those vendors. I mean, and what Anne has said, have you ever heard of Mad Money? Mad Money is a show all about money, but the guy has such a personality. So there are ways that you can bring life into this for sure. And just listen. Anne's suggestions were great. Take heed of that, and we can show you the process when you're in the program of how to not only tap into your show, find those experts that are really going to connect with you, and how to find them and get them to come through, but also then the format that you create, the consistency behind it, et cetera, et cetera. And of course the technology, because a lot of people concern themselves with the technology. They're kind of freaked out about it. So for those, so if you are one of those people, come on through and you'll understand that a bit more. So great to talk to you. I'm hoping I get to know your first name instead of just bookkeeper at some point. So okay, well, what do you think, Anne? Should we, everybody, just so you're aware, we did talk about what the program is, and I have a link that I will put out here. Depending on when you came to this page, you may or may not see a link right now. I'm going to put up the link. So turn your show into cash. I believe this is it. So it's easywebinar.com/turn your show into cash, and that should be show into cash. So here, let me show into cash. So I'm just changing this up. Show into cash. This is the link for the course. Okay, here's the link for the course. Sending it now. Should work. Click on it and make sure it goes right to the page. You'll see Anne and a bunch of experts on the page. I'm on there along with a gazillion other people. And you could be on there too. That's the whole point about this, is that you would be right on that same page, streamed out to the world here based on your expertise.
Well, the cool thing about this show, by the way, now I didn't really talk about this. So you actually get the training every Thursday. You get a training for that particular module, and then you have from Thursday to the following Tuesday at 1 o'clock Pacific time to do the work yourself. And now I designed this for busy professionals. So the work could be anywhere from 1 hour to like a full day, if you will, depending on what you do. Like scripting one takes a little bit longer, obviously, but a lot of them is designed so you can get the work done while you're watching the training videos. Now, here's the good part. On Tuesday at 1 o'clock Pacific time, you get to watch the mastermind session. There are 2 mastermind sessions going on with the groups, just like when you will be watching The Apprentice. They are, each one is presenting what they have done because the cast members are doing the same work as you. So they're presenting what they have done and getting feedback from the other, mastermind members. And you're able to watch this, or you could actually be one of the cast members, by the way, because we're casting 10. In this program. Now, then, from 2 o'clock to 3 o'clock, we have 3 expert guest judges that we're discussing that same exact topic. So you watch the you do the work on your own, and you watch the mastermind session going on, or you're in a mastermind session, and then you watch a 1-hour panel discussion on that particular topic. So let's say it's web PR, where I have a publicist on, traditional publicist, and somebody who's in web publicity, and we'll be discussing how to get yourself out there, how to grab their attention. So you can still take notes. Now here's the other part. From 3 o'clock to 4 o'clock Pacific time, we do hot seats. Like each one of the cast members get on camera, 5 minutes, they talk about what they're doing, ask a question that they have, and they can direct the question to any one of the guest judges that are on, the guest experts, and they get on-the-spot feedback. Now, this is the kind of, expert advice that you will not be getting anywhere else, because quite frankly, the people that are bringing on, you will not really be able to get to them. Never mind watch them give all this expert advice for free. So you watch the mastermind, 10 brilliant people that we handpick, and then you watch the expert show, and then you watch the spotlight, where it's like 10 people on a hot seat getting advice. Now, by the time you get done with this, you have the entire module complete. And by the time we get to module 7, you're going to be producing your own pilot. Oh my God, it's so exciting. And then by the time we get down through module 12, the show is going to be there, aired, and getting publicity with sponsors in tow, mind you.
So as you can see, it's a pretty robust package of content, and it's also, by the way, very organized. Okay, it's organized and structured. If you're concerned about that or you're wondering about that, highly organized, very, very well laid out, even for the beginner, and you can take it obviously at your own pace. So Wendy, I think it's Wendwalk, says, I help business people develop their speaking and presentation skills from getting past fears and nerves to technical aspects they can use. My first career was acting. All right, me too. So I have a ton of training in how to be in front of the people and camera, and my second career has been personal growth coaching. We are very similar. This is odd. Working with mindset, emotional wellness modalities. Thank you so much. Can I do a show and help others get ready to do their shows? Yes. This is what's interesting, is that I don't know how many of you know this, but I am hiring producers. So
am I. We're looking for trainers.
We're looking for trainers. I want people to produce the events for other Easy Webinar customers who are looking to have their events created. Okay, to broadcast their events. So I'm looking all the time. Ann and I are both looking all the time. Come on through, and we could talk about how you can maybe help with our existing customer base, our communities, to help them with their own shows, essentially producing their own shows, meaning that you moderate, you kind of help them along. And I'm going to be doing a training all about this, by the way, very soon here. So be aware of that. But coming through into Ann's group, I will be also throwing in some cool bonuses. One of those being that I'll show you how to kind of use Easy Webinar to stream your events, just like how we're doing today, as one aspect of several different options that you have. So if you need to get kind of the technical stuff kind of in the bag, then this would be a good start. And obviously you're an actor, you kind of know these things already, but yes, you can create a show about helping people create shows. Or we should probably talk at some point. Just connect with me at caseyzeman@gmail. That's a personal email that now all of you
Now it's
have.
public.
Yeah. Um,
So Casey, I think we should get our two
yes. So
people who are patiently waiting. What do you think?
I think you're right. No, yes. So Billy and Sheila, thank you so much for waiting. Um, I am going to unlock you, as they say, I'm going to use the control room inside of Google Hangouts. If you're ready, I hope you're ready. I'm going to unlock your video. I hope nothing crazy is going on over there. So just be aware of that. Let's see here. So, okay. Now you guys are officially unlocked. There they are. They're looking just amazing and smashing. And so I'm going to undo your microphone so we can hear from you. And I think, let's see, Billy, would you like to go first and just kind of talk about what your business is? Do you have a web show already? It looks like you do based on that image that we saw. And I'd love to just get some ideas as to what you're doing right now, and if you need any insight, any help with anything at all, and we just love to hear what you're up to right now.
Well, first of all, Casey and Anne, thanks very much for having me. The training program looks really, really amazing, actually, fantastic. And hello to everyone out there. My name is Billy Watson, and I've got a website. I've actually got 3 websites. I paid for the .tv domain so I could have billywatson.tv, but I have to explain it to a lot of people. It's Billy Watts on TV.
See, oh, nice.
I like it. Very, very creative.
Yeah.
Nobody gets it. I have to explain it, and then the penny drops usually. But that's one of my websites. I've also got another website. I lived in Turkey for 7 years, and I made blogs traveling around the region of Antalya. And I do a comedy character as well. I've got a website for him. So I've got about a total of maybe 1,200 videos on 3 different YouTube sites, and as well as my websites and Facebook pages for them and everything. But I'm not very good at the marketing side of things, and definitely don't make any money from it. And I've got 0 leads. So just that side of it, I'm at a loss. I just don't know. I'm doing that many other things because I perform comedy and poetry. So I do that. I performed the Edinburgh Festival 4 times. So I've got so many things. I don't know where to start. And this kind of program is probably something I need, a methodical way to get through, and with a show that actually makes money. And then to build an audience where then I could go somewhere and put on my own show with a ready-made audience who knows what I'm all about,
So let me ask you, do you have an existing community, say on YouTube, that is already watching and kind of digesting your content?
Not particularly. I mean, I put the videos on YouTube and then I share them on Facebook, but I'm not very good at the shouting through a megaphone type thing. Come and watch my stuff. I just put it out there, and then nobody sees it, but I persist anyway.
Yeah. And, well, I think the main thing here is that you don't have to megaphone it out. I definitely think that you it's really about what really resonates with you. And Anne, maybe you can talk about this too. What really of those things you mentioned? So you mentioned you do the comedy. What were the other niches that you are in?
Basically, I do stand-up comedy and poetry. I mean, I go to events. I've got lots of musicians that I video and I put their stuff online to kind of share, because I think there's a lot of talent out there, and so I like to share the stuff that I see that night. I think it's good. And then I've interviewed comedians, and I'm also interested in, like, you could say conspiracy stuff, alternative news, and I research a lot of that. So I like to interview people in those niches. I mean, there's lots of different things I can do. I mean, I do my comedy. It's like George Carlin and Bill Hicks are my 2 kind of heroes. So there's many different things I can do. It's just trying to pick one and focus on it. Like, I've got a show to prepare for Edinburgh this year as well, and there's many people I could interview. I've got lots of contacts who I kind of communicate online with. So yep.
I have a thought. Here's the thought, and you can say something too if you, because you seem to have a lot of people that that do that do poetry or musicians, and are comedians, right?
Yep.
What if you were to do some sort of live 3-day event or 2-day event where you bring your buddies in and they do their comedy, their shows, in small segments, just like say what you do at like an open mic or what you would do say at a comedy club, where there'd be sets and there'd be different people coming in. You
Yep.
could do the same exact thing using this type of structure. Each one of these people that you see on our screen that you're looking down at, which would it be? Oh, here. Let me.
Yeah.
I'm blue box. You're blue box. But so over down here, there's all of us down here. Those could be musicians and people that you have lined up, ready to go with their sets, right?
Yep.
Or you could have them in the studio with you, and you could actually charge if you wanted to. Go to their communities and say, hey, I'd like to highlight you, and I want to give you kind of part of the door sales for coming through. Okay, we're going to do a 2-day event. It's going to be from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. at night for 2 days. I want you, Josh, to be at 7, 7:30. Sheila comes in, 8 o'clock. So and so comes in, things like that, and then what can happen is everybody pushes that out to their existing communities. You charge maybe $10 for people to come into it, and then it kind of starts this like online. You become almost like a producer, but you become an online producer of not only your content but other people's content too, because it sounds like you have a grasp of other people as well, and really that's what it's all about. Leveraging other people's communities is a powerful way to do it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you want to make sure that you are leveraging your own power and your own vision and what you want. I think that the idea is to brand you personally and then to create a show and theme it all around what your different talents are. So maybe you want to do comedy on Wednesdays. Maybe you want to do poetry on Saturdays. You know what I mean? So you have like this structure that you kind of create, and so people can come and say, oh, I can't wait, the Billy Watson show is happening. He's going to be doing something, some poetry, and he's already talked about it. He has a Google Plus page all about what's coming up, the next event that's going to be about, about this topic or that topic. Putting out there what your content's going to be also. If you have sets in your mind already and it's going to be maybe about a controversial topic that can get traffic, you have to start thinking about that.
I know. Absolutely, Casey. Great points. And you can basically take everything that Casey shared with you and turn it into a variety show. While you can have, like he was saying, Thursday could be comedy day, Wednesday could be poetry day, but you can actually have in one show, you can have the comedy, you can have the music, you can have the poetry, you can, segment it so you can have all these amazing guest artists coming on each one of your show. And actually, I love the idea of doing a 2 or 3 day marathon, if you will, and taking all that content and then editing it down into individual shows, into individual 30-minute shows, 60-minute shows that you can actually get sponsors for. Besides, all those people are going to have followers. Maybe you don't have followers right now, but a lot of the people that are on, they have followers, and we are looking for entertainment shows as well. So, you get this going, put the program together, and once you start guesstimating the audience you'll be having, for that event coming through, you can get sponsors for them. You can even start with sponsors that have huge names because they're looking to break into web TV. So there are a lot of opportunities, Bailey. You're just, seriously, you can be the go-to person if somebody wants to be known and, be known globally for whatever, they are, their talent is for. You can be the one to go to for them to literally launch their careers.
And it's okay to think big, Billy. It's okay to think big. So don't worry too much about that. So go ahead. I interrupted you while you were speaking.
No, just to basically agree with you. That's a fantastic idea. That was part of the reason why I do video lots of other people as well, because I would hope that they would share it with their audience, and then basically come back to me. But I've not got a system in place for doing that. It's just kind of shooting in the dark kind of thing. And yeah, it was just one question. Does it have to be a live hangout? Like, could you get people to record stuff and then use that during the live show, or does everyone have to be live during the show?
No, they don't have to be live. You can have pre-recorded. You know, it's so you can actually have people in studio with you, or you can have people joining you globally. You can actually hit a button and play a pre-recorded video like I was doing before, but the audio wasn't playing for whatever reason. But you can have pre-recorded, especially using Casey's software. You can do live, and once you do it once, and you can schedule it so it goes on at specific times. And Casey, pick this up because that Easy Webinar makes it so easy to do it.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
It's a fantastic idea, yeah, brilliant.
Yeah, okay, good, that's good. Yeah, so just start thinking about that, and obviously what Ann was talking about also with her network, they're looking for entertainers. People, this is the thing, it's out there, you just have to find the right people to connect with, to build relationships with, and then get into those networks. And the money will come at some point, because the concepts here are about creating the content consistently. You can monetize in many different ways, obviously, and a lot of entertainers come to me and say, Casey, how do I monetize my passion? How do I monetize, the fact that I'm an actor or an entertainer? It's not like business. It's a little different, It's yeah, there we go. Love that. Yeah, you guys see that? It said monetize your passions. Brilliant. So people ask about what can I use to monetize my passion, the fact that I'm doing entertainment, and that's one of the things I'm going to throw in as a bonus to what Ann's program. I'm going to be talking about different monetization strategies that go beyond, say, selling on a webinar or selling, from an event. Obviously, a talent show or a variety show where you sell tickets, that's one way of doing it to bring them in. A freemium model, a subscription model is a great thing. Especially if, say, you can create a network of comedians and creatives who resonate with an audience. That they are really, really controversial, and because of that, you can find an audience who is like, I'll pay $10 a month to be in that person's network and to get all the updates and to be able to come to the shows live, as they do them, say, every single month. So maybe you can sell these variety shows separately, or variety shows as a subscription model, so people can come in, pay $10 a month, and they can always watch your content all the time. And maybe you can even say those who come in pay $10 a month, or whatever you want to start charging. It's up to you to kind of look at what you can charge, but maybe you can bring those people in, and then you can bring them into your show, part of the environment. That's the beauty of this, is that it's almost like bring them up on stage. That's you can do something like that. So that's the power behind it, and start thinking about how you can build raving fans and a tribe. It's all about building a tribe that will follow you to the ends of the earth, and that's the goal here. So with that said, I'm going to be rolling in, as I said, other ways to monetize, from subscription models, getting paid by YouTube, finding people that will sponsor you, and also has experience in this as well. So we'll be kind of throwing our 2 cents in regards to finding the ability to sponsor other people, and just think about what entertainers need. What do they need? What are the things that you can provide them? Comedians. What can make a comedian better? Just think about those things, and maybe you can get into affiliate marketing in that regard. Whether it's online acting classes, or whether it's the right hook or something like that. Whatever you think could really work for comedians, just start brainstorming that concept for monetization. But I feel like this is a possibility. I love the variety show thing. I've been considering doing it for quite some time on my end. Summits. I don't know if you guys know this, but Easy Webinar can be used for summits, and that's exactly what we're talking about here. So, Billy, thanks so much for sharing, man.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for having me.
Well, Sheila calls herself Grandma Griff, and I'm interested in this, and I'm curious about what this means, first off, because it's a very interesting name. I immediately am like, what is Grandma Griff? What's that all about? And so, Sheila, thank you for coming on today, and can you tell us a little bit about what your niche is, what your show is, and if we could help you in any way? So, are you muted still? Let me just check. Oh yeah, there we go.
Okay, you got me?
Yeah, I hear you now.
Hi,
You're
hi,
super loud.
Casey.
Fantastic.
Hi, Ann. Thank you so much for inviting me in today. I really appreciate it. It's good to see you.
I'm happy to have you on. Thanks
Well,
for.
thank you. It's good to be here. I'm a big fan of yours. I'm a big fan of Casey's. I go to most of his webinars, as a matter of fact. So, and I'm a longtime user of Easy Web webinars. So, I
Awesome.
have some experience with that. I really like the program. But my professional name is Grandma Talks Tech. I have a website called grandmatalkstech.com, and I do a lot of blogging. My niche is mobile technology,
Hmm.
and I really focus. I'm also an author. I've written a book on iPad use. Um, and I did teach some iPad. I taught quite a few iPad classes at Coastal Carolina University for a while. And I had a large audience there, a lot of students, very popular courses. I had started the program there. And I found that most of my students were older students that were totally unfamiliar with how these mobile devices worked, even computers in general. They weren't familiar with that type of thing. So the iPad, very popular out there, and a lot of them were getting them, and a lot of them were having them given to them by their children, and they didn't know what to do with them. So I wrote a book last year called Grandma Talks Tech. Baby boomers take the iPads too, and I enjoy teaching. Now I stopped teaching this past fall, and now I would like to kind of help other people in a wider audience, and help other people feel comfortable and use this technology. And I've never really marketed the book or done any of that. It's been mostly word of mouth sales, although it has sold worldwide. Um, but at this point, I would really like to get the word out and help people along at all ages.
So, Sheila, have you created a web show yet? You obviously clearly have a great niche, Grandma Talks Tech. That could be a web show, could be a podcast, that could be so many things. Do you have that, first off, the URL, Grandma Talks Tech?
Yeah, I have. I did a. Excuse me one second. Let me just.
No problem.
I did actually a webinar about a week ago that I had here in the home, and I had some guests that were in the audience, more or less. And they came on and asked questions and that type of thing. And it was a question and answer and a presentation. I have not published it yet. I'm currently in the editing stages of doing that. But that is my first. I've never really done it. So I've watched a lot of your webinars on how to do it. I've watched other webinars on how to do it.
Mm-hmm.
It's just getting to doing it, and I don't know where to begin.
Well, here's the thing. So, based on the concept that the web show concept here, this is how you get leads, excuse me, and more people into your business. You have such a perfect niche, and you know your demographic that you're working with, and to me it sounds like there are a lot of, say, baby boomers and other people who are that are at the retirement age that are looking for these strategies. And by the way, do you have a TV on in the background or anything?
No, I think my husband has an iPad that he's watching your webinar on in another room. Are you hearing that?
Yeah, we hear it. We hear it.
Oh, okay. George?
Or maybe turn the volume down.
Got your volume? Turn down your volume.
Everybody.
Okay, he's doing that. Okay,
Right now.
sorry about that. Yeah, we don't want everybody to do it, just George.
Yeah. This is great. So, as I was saying, you have a great niche. It's and you could create a web show every single week, new content, all about. And Ann, you can come in and chime in on this too. All about the different things that you teach, the different training that you teach, and show how your training is all about how people that are baby boomers and at the retirement age can learn about how to effectively use technology. And you come across as very very open. You're not. I feel very comfortable with you, and I think that's a very powerful element to showing and sharing your personality, who you are personally, putting yourself out there. A webinar obviously can sell them into a program that you may have, a membership site or whatever. That's the money side, but the lead side can be a web show that you put out, say, every single week, and maybe even turn that web show into a podcast or a video podcast. And this is another thing that I wanted to mention to everybody, that another bonus that I'm rolling in is the repurposing content event that I have. I say, okay, no, I have a full presentation, all about called Repurpose Like a Caveman. Don't let anything go to waste. And it's really all about how you can create video content, a web show, take that content, turn it into a podcast, take that podcast, turn it into a blog post, and transcribe the video. And you can just use the same content, but on all these different spectrums to generate more traffic coming into your business, right? And I mean, Sheila, you have a great niche, you have a great URL, you have a great personality. You are confident about getting in front of the camera. At least this is an action of confidence, and that's all you really need. It's not about whether you are confident or not. The fact that you're taking action speaks for itself. So just realize that this is the direction you can certainly go in, and of course the whole webinar aspect, the monetization aspect, that's something that I also teach as well. And actually, I think I have. Let me see what I have in terms of my bonuses. Yeah, so I'll show you guys what my bonuses are, but I'll let Ann speak, and then Sheila, you can, if you have any comments on what we just shared.
Well, of course, I agree with everything you said, Casey. Brilliant. And what I would like to add to that is start looking at communities where the baby boomers are, like AARP. They would be great sponsors for you. Call them up and offer to do a training for them, or tell them you have a webcast going on, you have a TV show, and you'd like to interview one of their executives. What are baby boomers looking for today? Get them. Get what I call the POI, the person of influence. Okay, get one of them, say, I want to interview you on my show. They get on board, create something special for their members. Okay, it's that easy. This is a baby boomer, decade, huge. Between in the next 2 decades, it's all baby boomers, and they are all being given all these, the great iPods and iPads and everything else, and they need to learn how to use it. Their grandchildren are teaching them how to use it, and a lot of them are getting frustrated because the grandchildren, they don't understand how they don't get it. They just, to them, they were born with these things in their hands practically, so they don't understand why this is complicated. And so, it's just, there's a whole thing going on. But you being, somebody who knows how to teach them, and, I love the name, Grandma. I mean, come on, that right there. And love your book. And it says right there, and like Casey was saying, do you have the website? I don't think you actually answered that question.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, it's grandmatalkstech.com.
Okay, wonderful. There you go. That should be the name of your show. That should be everything. I mean, just there are so many ways you can go out there in a really, really big way. So jump on right now. Believe me, you're going to get a lot of exposure really fast, but you got to dive in. You got to get in there. You got to get in. As a matter of fact, something? I'd love to have you as a cast member if it makes sense, because I know the exposure would be huge. Pretty much, think about it. You're going to have 36 experts, supporting you on how to get your message out there, just from my people alone, never mind the exposure you will get. So I would definitely jump in. Don't hesitate with this.
Yeah, and That was a great bit of advice on, regarding the going to AARP and finding someone to talk to there. As you well know, um, as Ann just mentioned, 487 or so out of 500 people that she connected with on LinkedIn said yes, I want to be interviewed. There's this lack of a stigma. There's this lack of the fewer people say no when you're interviewing them for a show. It's just the way it is. For some reason, it's just the way it is. So just consider that. The other thing I would say is that my grandmother, who is 92 years old, if she is always online. She Skypes me. She does everything online. If she had someone who understood, and simply by talking about your story, people will gravitate towards you. Use your personality to really hit that home. There are so many people online that are the retired age and more. So use that. Use that to your advantage. So I think that when you come through, as I said, I do have some bonuses, excuse me, and it might be perfect for you personally, Sheila, and for the people that are listening, it might be great for you as well. Obviously, Billy, this applies to you too. Repurposing is key. And so as I mentioned, I'm going to be sharing my two parts of this. Repurpose like a caveman, okay, which is valued at $4.97. I'll do a screen share in a bit here. Actually, I'll do it right now so you can kind of see it. Let me share my screen. Here we go. Start screen. So I am going to be rolling in these three bonuses. Repurpose like a caveman. Okay, the value is $4.97. It's all about taking the content and putting it on iTunes, putting this into a blog post, and just reusing the content that you have, so you don't have to be frustrated with having to create all new content all the time. This is what it's really all about. And if you guys were at our Traffic Geyser event, it's all about repurposing and getting everywhere now, so to speak. So that's one of the things I'm going to be rolling in. Also, monetization ideas for live events from content creators, revenue options to automated revenue through rebroadcast. So this is the concept that, Sheila, we were talking about, how to use events and webinars to monetize. I'll be sharing that with you guys here as well, but also other monetization strategies too. Okay, so that's what this is all about. And finally, how to use Google Hangouts and YouTube Live with Easy Webinar. That's a third one that a lot of people, they're wondering about the difference between YouTube Live versus Google Hangouts. Also, they're curious about how to do private events. You see, Google Hangouts are mostly public, but I can use YouTube Live and do a private event just like GoToWebinar, and our software integrates with it. So just be aware that will teach you guys how to use that too. So you can kind of set up shows all the time with Easy Webinar. You can set up a show one time every single week, and that's all you have to do. You set it up once, you stream it out every Thursday at 4 p.m., and if you're in the software, you know how to do this, right? It's so simple. And then the registration page is the page people come to, and it will always show them that next event happening. If they either came to this event that's happening at 4 p.m., if they missed it, they can come to the next one. So it's that. You can kind of create that over and over. So I hope that makes sense to you. And is there other things you would like to share? I'll stop sharing my screen here so people can see me again. And is there anything that we need to express out to other people? Are people wondering about the link and things like that? Anything that we could give you right now?
Okay. Well, the link that you already have, Casey. Now, one thing that I do want to point out to everybody is people are waiting to be interviewed. It's like imagine if somebody called you and said, "Can I interview you on my show?" Like, the answer is definitely yes, as we already proved it. But think about it. The person who is calling you has the power. How many of Oprah's guests do you remember? Very few. and she's interviewed thousands. But Oprah is the one everybody's waiting to get on the show. So I mean, I'm going big. I'm not saying you're going to be Oprah, but you can be the Oprah of your niche. You can have thousands of people, and people will be waiting in line to approach you. Now that automatically positions you as the go-to expert. You know, whenever you're interviewing the experts in any industry, you are automatically elevating your expert status. So I want you all to like really think about this. You don't have to do much. You just need to be seen with the people in an industry or experts that you admire to literally be associated with them at their level. So that's one. Now there's all kinds of special bonuses on the website that once you go through with Casey, for example, we have the Global Visibility Association. You get automatic membership into that, and you will also get star level membership into the Global Visibility Association. There's all kinds of cool things happening there. We're building a huge community, and you can actually audition to be a guest expert on GVN TV, and there's all kinds of things, all kinds of cool bonuses. We would be here for 3 hours if I went through each and every opportunity that's in front of you. Bottom line is this: because we are looking to get a lot of people, a lot of wonderful guest experts that we can have on our network. We're looking for great shows. That means we need to start training you. Okay, we need to start training you now. We need you. We want you getting on Google Hangouts. We want you building your following. We want you making the money. We want you having an awesome show that we can broadcast. Okay, you have to get started. You have the knowledge. We're going to show you how to take that knowledge and turn it into something that everybody wants to watch. Okay, you want to show up dynamic on camera so people are interested in hearing from you. You want to have great content so people are fed by the time they leave and they're inspired by you. And because of the way you're showing up and adding value, you want to have people lined up to get on your show. So these are some of the amazing things you can do to really be who you are and get out there and transform the world the way only you can do. And we're looking for you. So yeah. Do not let the price of $497 fool you. I have people told me, like, I paid $5,000 or more to get half of this training. And yes, it is worth a lot more than that. But we are looking to showcase the expert next door. We're looking to lift the experts next door.
So here's the question: how do they get access to this? Because when I go to the easywebinar.com/show into cash, it brings them to a page that talks about turn your show into cash. Do they put their name and email in, and then you send them more info?
Oh yeah, actually, yeah. You put your name and email in there, and it will take you directly to the page where you can see all the things that are in the program. By the way. And you can register there.
So what I'm going to do, just so it's really clear to people, is I am going to show them how we do this, because I think it's important that you understand once you come to this page. So here's the page that you come to, okay, once you turn your show into cash, okay. What you're going to do is put your name here, okay, and put your email here. Get me more information. Okay, and here's all the information about what we just covered. Okay, and as I mentioned, you're also going to get my 3 bonus training. Okay, the bonus training from me, this is only for the next 48 hours. Okay, and 48 hours this. My bonuses will expire, so if you are thinking about getting them and you want to get those additional bonuses, come on through now to do so. So as you can see, there's a lot of content here, a lot of breakdown of what you're going to get, okay? And don't let the content or the reason, all of it freak you out too much. Just understand that this is very structured. And takes people through a very awesome process. The training is very similar to what you're seeing right now, live training that you can come through also. So you just click here to register now, and you'll be able to come through, okay? So that's how this works. All right? Does that make sense? I hope it makes sense. So I just wanted to show that so you kind of understand the process to get through. Any other questions from the online audience, or from Sheila or Billy? Do you guys have questions on anything? I'll ask Sheila and Billy, and then I'll look to see if we have any other questions here. It looks like Casey, do I need another software platform on top of EWP to produce a web show like this one? Already bought it and love it. Sebastian, no, you do not. You can use Easy Webinar just like this to do these live shows, to do these weekly shows, and have it work for you over and over again. Again, if you haven't noticed, everybody, I use the same streaming page when I do these live events like this. Anybody realize that? Anybody notice that?
And by the way, Casey, I want to show them something really cool. Now, this, the fancy structure that I have in place, it's basically a simple third-party software that I'm using. Very, very inexpensive, by the way. Literally, I can change my backdrops, with a click of a button. Okay. And there's, I click on one, we go split screen like I had been. Okay, and play videos, do all this. Like literally, it's a click of a mouse, and so this makes you look professional. These are things that TV producers use. So what I'm saying is that by using this and using Casey's software, and that's why I got very excited when I saw what Easy Webinar does, because once you produce this, we can go live. We're using Google Hangout. To get people registered, so everything is automatically done for you, as you know, with Easy Webinar, and you can structure it so your show goes out anytime. And that's one of the reasons I got really excited, because now we can literally have. Well, we're looking for business growth experts, health and wellness experts, empowerment experts, money management, investments. Let's see, nonprofit, and we actually have reps from. Independent film producers approaching us about putting it on the entertainment channel. We have bands approaching us, like Billy, so we'll be doing bands across the globe. Literally, all of this can be used, with Google Hangout and Easy Webinar to manage everything for you. I mean, this it's amazing. I'm blown away by the ease of the technology and what's in front of us.
Yeah, and this is a. We're at a very interesting moment in our life. Just the technology is changing, the ease of use is changing, and it really is kind of like the time to hop in. So Bookkeeper is asking, what is the third-party software you're using, Anne?
Okay, it is called XSplit.
XSplit. Okay.
Yeah, and there's a whole training that goes along with teaching you how to use it, and there's some cool things you can do with it. Again, it's like anything else. Okay, it's like the example I always give is that. Put a paintbrush in my hand, I can paint a wall. Put a paintbrush in an artist's hand, they will paint a masterpiece. So what we want to do is show you how to use the tools. Show you how to use the tools that I'm using, show you how to use the tools that Casey's using. And at the bottom of it all, when all is said and done, it's about you transforming lives. It's about you living the life that you want. It's about you turning everything you do into cash so you can transform lives. Whatever you want to do, whether it's for you, for your family, for your community, that's what we're talking about here. And with the tools that we're giving you, you can showcase the people in your community. You can, of course, showcase yourself first and foremost. But this is what we're talking about here. I mean, this is like, I'm still blown away about what's in front of us and what's possible, especially with the Easy Webinar, in tow with, in conjunction with this. It's very, very powerful.
Yep. Well, so folks, if you are not in now, come into Anne's Turn Your Cash into Show. I'm going to be there too with some extra training because we want to create, we want you to become web show hosts, to become web show producers around your passions, around your business. And no matter what industry you're in, you can do this stuff. As we've already pointed out, it doesn't matter what industry you're in. It's available to everyone and anyone. So if you've been on the fence and you've been thinking about it, I do want to say that the bonus training that I'm throwing in is not going to last long. So I would suggest that you come in now to get it. Otherwise, you will not get it. And if that's what it takes for you to come in, then that's what I'm putting out there for you. So it's all about taking the action, because chances are if you don't take the action, you will not have the momentum internally to do it yourself. And I know this personally because I always need external sources to provide to motivate me to action. So so just be aware of that. Someone's got some cool music going.
Yeah. I have a feeling it's Grandma.
I think Grandma's and I'm gonna mute you if that's okay for just a quick sec. Yep, there we go. So so as we were saying, it now is the time to take action. If you've been thinking about this, if you've been on the fence, either take action or don't take action, but don't stay on the fence. The fence is just gonna tear your pants, and it's just
I love it.
painful to just sit there all day. I mean, who wants to sit on the fence? I mean, that's just a painful place to sit. So either get off the fence, come on to one side or the other, and you'll be happy on either side. So excited to see you guys in there if you are coming through, and also be on the lookout for some new training that I'm going to be launching and putting out there for this coming week, all about contests, all about using the power of contests to get more people into your events. So I'll be doing a training on that on Tuesday. So be aware of that. I'm going to be probably sending an email out tomorrow on that, and just so you're aware, for the next 2 days, this will still be going on. So from today till probably Monday, early Monday, I'll have my bonuses attached to Anne's program. So please come on through. I hope to see you inside there, and if you were late to this event, if you didn't show up, we will be sending out the replay, so you'll have it available as well. But then again, remember, there's a very limited time to get my bonuses plus Anne's training, which is going to teach you how to have a very successful web business based on whatever niche, whatever passions you have, and to get out of your own way, because so many of us, the biggest problem we have is our own feet, our own stumbling block, our own minds. And that's the goal here, is to just move aside and let your success start taking over. So, Anne, thank you. Sheila and Billy, thank you so much for coming into today. I hope you guys kind of got some stuff from this. And for everybody who was watching, thank you for your time. Of course, your time is always valuable. And thank you for sharing the time today with us in this event. And be on the lookout for the replay when we send it out. And we'll be letting you know about the bonuses in more detail and the limited time that you can get access to them, and of course the link to get access to them. So with that said, Anne, do you have anything else you'd like to say?
No, just thank you, Casey, for doing this with me, and thanks for everybody for being there, and we'll be seeing you hopefully during the program. There we go.
Cool. All right, everybody. Thank you so much, and we will talk to you very soon. Okay, take care. Bye-bye.